All right, what is up, everybody? We are live, getting ready to get in here and do the thing. So let's start off with the Bristol pre-race with the paint scheme preview. The link is at the very top of the chat if you want to scroll to the top and follow along with us. Schluter Systems and the 01 of Corey LaJoy. Corey LaJoy in this race. Nice looking paint scheme here, all black and orange. Those two color schemes. Well, black's a non-color technically, but it looks good with orange there. Good looking car. Got the gold rims. On the Schluter Systems Ford Dark Horse Mustang for Corey LaJoy, we got the plaid going on for the Busch Light #1 of Ross Chastain. Good looking car. I like it. So I'm going to put that one right now leading the way. Snap-on going to be on the side of Austin Cindric's. Got the white and the red with a black number. Pretty good looking car, but I don't think it's going to unseat the #1 of Chastain thus far. You got the white, the black, and the green of bioethanol. Similar scheme for Austin Dillon. We've seen this one quite a bit before, even though they changed it up every so often. Rural King on the side of the #4 for Noah Gregson. Good looking car, white, red, and gray. Going to be the colors on that one, but still not going to unseat the one car. HendrickCars.com. Classic scheme basically at this point, but not going to unseat Chastain. Then you got the Oscar Mayer BLT sandwich. So Oscar Mayer pushing the BLT via the Kroger brand here on the side of the #6. First time Oscar Mayer has been on the side of the #6, I think, since Ryan Newman. I might be wrong about that. They might have been on there last year. But I do remember it was with Ryan Newman for a long period of time. Back on the #6, if it hasn't been back before. For Brad Keselowski, but still going to keep Ross at the top spot as far as paint schemes go. #7, Nations Guard on the side for Justin Haley, shades of gray, and then you got the green at the bottom, black #7, white trim. Cheddar's. Kyle Busch had an interesting qualifying session there. Still qualified 12th, I think, but did have a self loop there. Cheddar's on the side of that one. Not going to unseat the one car thus far. The #9, Napa Auto Parts, going with all blue. Their blue main scheme. We've seen that one a few times too. #10, Okuma. We don't get to see this one as often. Going to be on the side for Ty Dillon and the Collie gang there in the #10. Progressive with the Petty Blue, a newer scheme, but we've seen it multiple times, and still I don't think is going to be enough to unseat the tartan colors there of the #1 for Trackhouse and Ross Chastain. Menards, Ryan Blaney, Richmond Water Heaters. We've seen that one before. Grizzly nicotine pouch is going to be on the side for AJ Allmendinger and the Grizzly Chevrolet. Good looking car. If you like green, you like this one. If you don't like green, you're not going to like this one. But it's a Kelly green, got a chrome green number, and then of course you've got the black and white trim there for Grizzly. The Fallen Outdoors, I guess, is what they're also promoting there on the side of the cars. BuildSubmarines.com going to be on the side for Chris Buescher and the #17. Still sticking with Ross there despite both of those entries. Bass Pro Shops, Tracker Boats and ATVs. Black Rifle Coffee on the side of the #19 for Chase Briscoe. Still, when I look at that, I'm thinking Martin Truex Jr., but it is Chase Briscoe this season. Christopher Bell going to be in the #20 Ream Toyota. Seen that one before. I'm still sticking with the one here. 21 Motorcraft Classic scheme, one of the best of all time. But we're so used to seeing that one that I'm going to stay with Ross Chastain. So far, best paint scheme at Richmond with the flannel there. Joey Logano, #22 Pennzoil. That's his base scheme for the year. And now we finally have a contender. Bubba Wallace in the Air Force stealth bomber there. But you know what? It's just an all gray car. I like the scheme. I think it's a good scheme, but the one car still looking better. This one kind of a throwback here for Exalta, but they do the flames every so often. This one's really bright, looks really good on TV for William Byron in the 24. You know what though? It's not really a new scheme. Like we saw it for a long time with Jeff Gordon. I'm gonna go tied. So we're gonna go top 5. It's tied. I'm gonna tie the 24 and the one car here. 33 C4 Ultimate Energy, frozen bitten citrus for Jesse Love and the #33 C4 Chevrolet Energy Machine. Not gonna unseat either one of the top two though. The 34 Loves classic scheme driven this year by Todd Gilliland. It's still weird not seeing Michael McDowell in that one. Breakers Lucy. On the side of Riley Herbst, number 35 there, the white and the green, becoming a constant and consistent scheme for him. Aaron's Lucky Dog is back on the side of the 38 for Zane Smith. Last week it was Long John Silver's. Great looking scheme. This week it's Aaron's. Good looking scheme, but not going to unseat any of the top two. But thus far, it's got a dog on it. I like dogs. We'll put him in the top five. We'll put Bubba there too with I like the Stealth Bomber. I liked airplanes as a kid. Haas Tooling on the side of Cole Custer's here. We've seen that one before. Dollar Tree. We've seen that one for John Hunter Nemechek in the 42. 43 Advent Health, same deal. We've seen this one before. Same thing with the 45 Beast Hard 6.0% for Tyler Reddick here. It's a monster scheme. We've seen it. Sunny D. You got to put Sunny D in the top. You got to put Sunny D in the top five there. So there you go. That's going to be my top five, unless somebody unseats one of these as we go further. For Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who had a good qualifying effort, a better qualifying effort, though, the man right here in the 48 Ally car, but we've seen that one before, too. 51 Arby's. We have the meats, but it's a good scheme. Red, whites for Cody Ware, but it's not going to unseat anybody. Monster on the side for Ty Gibbs. And 60 Boost going with pink this week. More savings, more benefits, an easier way to save. Boost by Kroger on the side of Ryan Priest's number 60 Ford Mustang. Dark Horse, all pink, pink chrome number. If you like pink, you like that one. Not going to unseat anybody at the top there. Manscaped Testicular Cancer Society. They got the purple camo, though, there on the side of that one. Black car, white 66 with gold trim for Joshua Balicki in the number 66 for Garage 66. 71 Delaware Life, seen that one before for Michael McDowell. 77 Chili's, this is a nice one for Carson Hocevar. Chili's Ride the Dente Chevrolet. We've seen this one a little bit earlier in the season, but it's not repetitive enough. So I'm going to put that one there. We'll bump out the 23. I like this one better. The 23 is just kind of an all black car. Even though I like airplanes, I can't let it ride. But as soon as we get here to Shane Van Gisbergen and safety culture there, if you like purple, I'm gonna have to bump. I'm immediately gonna have to bump Carson Hocevar out. Gonna put Shane Van Gisbergen there in my top five with the 88 safety culture. It's purple. It's got chrome blue. It's got yellow. It's a good looking car. And you got the little Red Bull guy there by the headlight. Good looking car for SVG. Choice Privileges Hotels with the chrome orange around the white 99. Rest of the car mostly orange, shades of orange with a little bit of black trim. Good looking car for Daniel Suarez. Not going to crack the top five, but I do like both of the all three track houses. You know what? It is going to crack the top five. Three good schemes there for Trackhouse. That's what they look like. Now let's see where they qualified at. And qualifying in last, not doing so great here. Josh Balicki going to be riding shotgun on the field. Joey Logano next in front of him had that wreck in qualifying. I don't know if they had much to repair on the car, but he did touch the wall a little bit. Corey LaJoy, 37th here. SVG in that good-looking car going to roll off 36. Ross Chastain in the best-looking car, in my opinion, rolling off 35th. So Trackhouse cars looking good, not qualifying good. Going to be a huge problem here at Bristol as we move up here. Cody Ware in 34th, Cole Custer 33rd. 32nd is going to be John Hunter Nemechek, Noah Gregson in 31st, Todd Gilliland in 30th, Ryan Priest 29th, and Eric Jones going to be the 28th position. Tyler Reddick going to be the man in the Beast Toyota rolling off 27th in the 45. William Byron just in front of him in 26. So not an easy day going to be early on for William Byron, your points leader. Riley Herbst rolls off in the 25th position. Chris Buescher 24th, Daniel Suarez 23rd, highest of the Trackhouse gang. Bubba Wallace in the Air Force Toyota going to be 22nd. Austin Cindric 21st, and your top 20 is going to start off with Chase Elliott in the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. Jesse Love in his first Cup Series start said he worked his whole life to be this nervous. His whole life at the tender age of 20-something. Jesse Love worked his whole life to get here to be this nervous, starting in 19th position in the 33 C4 Energy Chevrolet. Not a bad effort at all for your first start, especially at a track like Bristol. Zane Smith's going to be just in front of him in 18th. Austin Dillon rolling off in the 17th position. Brad Keselowski rolling off 16th. A good track for him. We're going to get to the statistics here in a minute and how you want to set your lineup. Kyle Busch rolling off top 15, cracking your top 15 here now. Chase Briscoe going to be 14th. Michael McDowell 13th. Ty Dillon 12th, Josh Berry 11th. And your top 10 is going to start off with one. Justin Haley here rolling off in 10th position. Carson Josephus Hocevar going to be rolling off in 9th. AJ Allmendinger in the 8th place position with the Grizzly Nicotine Pouches Chevrolet. Christopher Bell in the Ream Toyota going to be rolling off 7th. Ty Gibbs, the slump is over in the Monster Energy Toyota, rolling off 5th. And your top 5, Ryan Blaney in the Menards, Richmond Water Heaters Ford, Denny Hamlin's Progressive Toyota 4th, Kyle Larson, your 3rd place position with the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet, and the Sunny D Machine of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is going to be your outside pole sitter. And your man sitting on the pole here, Alex Bowman in the Ally Chevrolet. So that is the starting position, but let's look at the driver averages from driveraverages.com. Kyle Larson has the best average finish at 3.3. Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and Chris Buescher are going to be your top 5. The rest of them, as far as top 10 as average finish goes, going to be Cole Custer, Michael McDowell, Ryan Preece, Brad Keselowski, and Ross Chastain. So there's your average finish if you like to look at that. Previous winners here since 2022, Denny Hamlin with 2, Chris Buescher with 1, and Kyle Larson also has 1. Top 10s, if you're just looking for somebody who has a best opportunity to get a top 10, there's 4 guys with 4 top 10s in the last 4 races. Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, and Chase Elliott. So there you go. And if you want to look at lap leaders, maybe this is how you're going to do your stage points or whatever you're looking at as far as laps led. Just shows power at this track. Kyle Larson overwhelmingly with 5:35. Next closest man on the list going to be C. Bell at 3:59, 3:05 for Denny Hamlin. Everybody else is going to be in the 200s or below. Ty Gibbs is next, so don't sleep on Ty Gibbs here at 2:39. Chris Buescher at 1:87 and 1:10 for Brad Keselowski. Nobody else has 100 laps led since 2022. Now let's look at driver averages, average rating, how they quantify it with their formula. Christopher Bell going to be your man to beat here, according to them, at 122 points, 121 for Denny Hamlin, 120 for Kyle Larson. Nobody else in the 100s, 98 for Chris Buescher, and 94.5 for Chase Elliott. So those are going to be statistically your men to beat. I'm going to take Kyle Larson here. Dark horse, I'm going to say Ty Gibbs as a dark horse. Christopher Bell also would be, of course, a really good pick. Chase Elliott, this could be the track for him. And another dark horse because he's just having a bad season. Almost identical numbers to Ty Gibbs here, but Brad Keselowski and Alex Bowman, who is your pole sitter. So I would take all 3 of them as my dark horses there. Brad Keselowski, Ty Gibbs, and Alex Bowman. As far as fantasy lineups go, though, my fantasy lineup sits as this, if I can find it. I got Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, and Chris Buescher. Chase Elliott is in the garage. And your pick'ems for your bonus points are going to be Denny Hamlin versus Kyle Larson, Chris Buescher versus Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman versus Bradley Keselowski, Ryan Blaney versus Chase Elliott. Ryan Blaney versus Chase Briscoe. Going to be your other pick. So there you go. I'm picking Larson over Hamlin. I'm picking Elliott over Buescher, Bowman over Keselowski, and Blaney over Briscoe. So there you go. That is the rundown. Now let's jump into it and see what you guys want to talk about. We do have a poll question up. Who finishes higher, Larson, Hamlin, Elliott, or Bell? Right now, 43% going with Larson, 41% going with Hamlin. Not a lot of love being shown to Elliott and Bell, who both sit at 8% early on, though. So we'll see how it plays out as this one gets going. All right, let me scroll up here to the top and see what we need to catch up on. Ooh, super far behind today. Good morning, everybody. Tires and who can manage them. That's going to be the story today. NASCAR gave everyone an 11th set. So, yeah, there is excessive tire wear. Breakard doing a great, I think he had a video. I think it was Breakard who had a video on it. So, yeah, the tire wear is going to be a significant factor here. And even in the Truck Series race, Lane Riggs was talking about they ruined a good race by putting the PJ1 down in the Truck Series race. So Lane Riggs wasn't happy with the PJ1. Cup drivers probably not going to be happy with the tires. I was seeing 40 to 50 laps max yesterday before you had cords. Brad K managed to go 65 on a set. Maybe he's on to something, says Elise. Could be for sure. And as the race goes on and they lay more rubber down, the tires will be able to go farther, and they'll probably go with a less aggressive setup. Some of these drivers will, to get more out of them. So we'll see how that plays out. I know maybe so says B. I know it gives off many old school vibes here in terms like stagger and camber. I love tire battles, says B. Growing up in the early 2000s, we had more races like this for sure. Then a lot of good mornings. So good morning to Wise Guy and everybody else there. Let me scroll down here. Wise Guy saying, wondering if we're in for a chaotic race today after after the last couple of races. Could be for sure. No doubt about that. We've had Bristol. Bristol is you're going to have some tempers flare up at Bristol for sure. There's no doubt about that. If we can sell at least one shirt, it'll be more drywall and monster for BB. We're going team we're Team Red Bull. We're Team Red Bull these days. Got to give the Red Bull props there. SVG in the house. So that's what I'm going with. Nothing against Monster though. Good for Monster. They sponsor every car in every series, at least 3 of them. Let's see. So shout out to them. Let's see. Wise, I think the tires will lead to more action today for sure. Sweatshirts, stickers, hats, and my favorite tank tops. Says one wise guy. The tank tops are sold out. So, but the rest of that stuff is still up there. Hashtag save the drywall, says B. The tire wear was awesome. So let's see lots of comers and goers. I am expecting to see a lot of comers and goers. So hopefully that will be something we can keep track of today for sure. Let's see. Hard to bet against hung money today, says Charlotte. Yeah, Kyle Larson, great track here, and that's who I'm going with as my pick. I don't sleep on Kyle Busch either, though. But I'm definitely going with Kyle Larson here today as my pick. As great as Larson and many others think he is, only KFB does weekend sweeps, says Charlotte Anderson. I'm glad you brought that up. Kyle Larson couldn't get it done in the Truck Series, but he did get it done pretty convincingly in the Xfinity Series, and of course, hopefully, can get it done here today. So he'll get at least a double, but not a complete sweep. But yeah, KFB, when he was on it back in the day, he was on it, no doubt about that. The weekend sweep is equal parts skill and luck as well, says Elise. Larson knows he's great. He doesn't have to ponder it. What's up in between the lanes? Good to see you on here, my friend. Thunder Strikes, what's up as well? Elise and B saying what's up as well. Walking the dogs while I wait for the stream, says one wise guy. Okay, so all this was happening before the stream. I'm watching the F1 races in between the lanes. Let us know who's winning the F1 race there, Lanes. There's the merch link. Appreciate you there, Elise, with the merch drink. Everyone that works at RFK shops at Kroger and buys Oscar Mayer products, no doubt about that. And it is the BLT week for the Oscar Mayer number 6 there for one Bradley Keselowski. Denny Hamlin will continue to make progressive moves today at the Progressive Banking here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Says in between the lanes. So in between the lanes, getting his sponsor plugs in as well. Napa Racing Fan, another 1.5 Super Speedway coming. I think 6 Super Speedway races is already pushing the limit. Wish they'd reconfigure Texas in 2017. It would be nice. It would be nice to get a variation of tracks. I like all the tracks we have, but it would be nice to get a variation. Rest in peace, John Edwards and Al Pierce. Yeah, unfortunately, we lost 2 really good ones here. Al Pierce covered motorsports for a long period of time. John Edwards was a PR guy for probably as long as I've been alive. I don't know. I remember him all the way back to Jeff Gordon, I think. I remember, like, when they said who it was, I didn't know who it was. But when I saw his face, I was like, oh, yeah. He's always over there with Hendrick and Gordon. I didn't even know he was Kyle Larson's PR guy. And rest in peace, Shiggy Hattori. So Shiggy Hattori last week. So it's been a rough run for sure. Grizzly scheme is tight, says Dirty Death. Yeah, I like the green. I like the green for sure as well. Not everybody into the green, though. Indy car racing at Long Beach today on Big Fox at 4:30. So yeah, it's that time of the year. Full slate of motorsports going on. I think MotoGP and all that kind of stuff's going on as well too. Maybe not MotoGP, but what is it? Motocross. That was what was going on this weekend as well. We can have Grizzly, but no Joe Camel. That makes no sense. One's nicotine and one's tobacco. So it is what it is. Camaro, what's up, my friend? What are your thoughts on the fall off of Trackhouse so far this season, says Camaro? Well, basically, I think this goes back, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but it is really interesting that they're cycling through people at the top of the organization, and they're not running well right now. Those two things could be totally separate, but it does at least beg the question, do they have something to do with one another? So I would start at the top, and maybe that's where some of this stuff has started to go awry. Maybe. I don't know. That's just a guess, 100% a guess. But I wish they would get it figured out, especially for the 88, because I think the 88, he could be running a lot better than he is. For sure. That car is significantly slower than his other 2 teammates every weekend, and it's not all driver. I'm baffled that Pockrass is picking the 24 to win today, starting deep in the field. Am I missing something, says Kyle? Yeah, maybe Bob saw some long run speed or something. I'm not sure either. But it's a Hendrick car, so it's not the wildest pick that I've ever seen. But it was interesting that he struggled that much in qualifying. relative to his teammates. But we've seen the same deal with Ryan Blaney, and Ryan Blaney has a long run car, so maybe that's what Bob Pockrass is gambling on. But good question. Good question there, say Kyle. Good to see you on here as well. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Thunder. Byron knows how to win. That's why Bob picked him. So there you go. Thunder has more faith in your guy than you do, say Kyle. So chew on that for a minute. Just kidding. Just kidding. Fox is stupid by conflicting NASCAR and IndyCar races. Wouldn't they know that would hurt their rating for both races? It is interesting, the start times and how they overlap. I don't get it either, but Fox is going to Fox. What can you really say about Fox? The way they've done things, even the booth talent is agitated with them at times. So NASCAR just not a priority for them right now for some reason. I also think Bristol ratings will be terrible today. Casuals will tune into the Masters, plus the Long Beach on Fox, says Napa Racing Fan. Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on for sure. NBA playoffs are close to around the corner, so some people will be watching stuff like that too. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Given KFB and Ty Dillon did ride sharing in the 54, does him being at Colleague, this RCR competition meetings elevate them both? It really feels that Ty is hitting above his weight this year. As far as that goes, Charlotte, I think he's honestly just sitting in the best equipment that he's ever sat in his Cup career, for sure. So it's hard to say that talking to Kyle Busch is going to make you worse, but I would say overall, it's probably a combination of those things. But at the Cup Series level, and Kenny Wallace was talking about it, I was watching, it was like a Dale Jr. download, or maybe it was on Kenny's channel, and he was talking to somebody. But he said Mark Martin told him, I think it was on the Dale Jr. download. So check out the Dale Jr. download Kenny Wallace episode. He was talking to about when he talked to Mark Martin, and Mark Martin said, at the Cup level, if you don't have a good car, you can't make up for it by being a better driver. And that's kind of where I fall with Ty Dillon. He was probably at least, and we're not saying he's amazing, right? But he probably could have been putting these results up if he had this level of equipment the whole time, is kind of what I'm thinking. But certainly having that infrastructure in Welcome, North Carolina, where you can talk to a Kyle Busch and talk to all the guys over there at RCR, as well as all the support he's getting from his actual team in Colleague and Chris Rice over there. I think all of it comes together in a nice package, and that's why he's having probably the best run of his career thus far. So, and I'm glad to see it, man, because he really, dude, people really trash him for some reason. I don't get it why some drivers that are born into certain situations get trashed more than others, but it is what it is. Hey, Napa, good point, says Thunderstrikes. Good morning, BB. Have a great race day, man. What's up, Chris? Always good to see you on here. Hope you have a good race day as well. A place like no other, the Masters. A tradition like none other, the Masters. That's whatever that guy's name is who always does that. We saw Bell win 3. Toyota is on the verge of being dominant, at least going into a midseason stretch. Denny will be smart today, says Perry. Yep, Toyota definitely has it going on right now for sure, but there have been some extenuating circumstances for some of those Toyota wins. But for sure, they found some speed, no doubt about it. Charlotte, Ty, and AJ are impressing me, says Thunderstrikes. I'm glad Colleague's up this year, because Colleague was really bad last year, too. BB should be spokesperson for Boost by Kroger. Hey, I'm all about it. Free Wi-Fi is free Wi-Fi. Let's see. Even if it's through a cellular data plan. Hamlin won Bristol when I went last year, putting my money on him, says Quattro's a Quattro, picking Denny Hamlin there. Quattro, the season began a few weeks ago, and Quattro is on the move. So there you go. Avalon Band, having a laugh right there. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but Avalon Band in the house. Always good to see you on here, my friend. Check him out on Twitter as well, X, whatever it's called. Discord link right there, dropped by One Wise Guy. Much appreciated. If you want to join the Discord, it is right there. I try to stay on it as active as I can be during the races and during the week. Oscar Piastri wins Bahrain. And sorry for the low output this week. I did not feel good. I do feel a lot better today, but I'm still coughing up stuff. So it is what it is. Been a bad month for YouTube thus far. For me, production-wise. So I apologize. We'll try to get back going, though. Oscar Piastri wins the Bahrain GP in F1. So, all right. Piastri getting the dub there. McLaren double podium. George Russell in the middle of that McLaren podium. Says in between the lanes. So there you go, McLaren. The McLaren, good day to be McLaren orange. This could be an interesting race with a potential tire wear, says Joe Swooten. Yeah, tire wear going to be a huge storyline today, no doubt about it. Chase Elliott for the win, says Joseph Wooten. Joseph Wooten going with his guy Chase Elliott there. 11 will be Against the World in victory lane. 2 JGR drivers will win 3 races in a row in the first 9 races, says Napa Race Fan. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. So Denny Hamlin can do it, though. This is one of his better tracks for sure. Quattro saying boo, Larson. There you go. So I don't know if you complained last show, Quattro. So there you go. There is one Ross hat right there. That's like the OG Ross hat. And there's your Ross diecast. I'm not going to get up and get the rest of them, but I was ready. Since you tried to instigate that I was not representing Ross at all with the back wall here. So there you go. Ross is now in the house for you, my friend. Tires seem to be wearing around 35 to 45 laps, so it'll be a good race, says Thunder Strikes. Yeah, I think it will be. I like a tire fall off race, and I think they'll get more than that now that they know what the tires are doing, and also when the rubber lays down on the track. Fans are mad at Larson for bushwhacking the Xfinity field yesterday. Kyle Larson's just gotten to the point now where you either like him or you don't like him. Fans are going to be mad. He's winning too much. He's got the Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Busch syndrome where he wins too much. So some people just don't like him because he wins too much. So I don't know, but that's none of my business. What's he supposed to do? Start losing so they feel better? I don't know. Stenhouse starting at the front might be a wreck waiting to happen. Hope not, says Perry Earl. During qualifying, well, Stenhouse starting anywhere could possibly get overly aggressive, but this is one of Stenhouse's better tracks. So if you want to take the gamble, this would be the day to take the gamble on him. During qualifying, Boyer said Busch is the best to ever turn it here. Immediately after he said that, the 8 spun. So yeah, Clint Boyer jinxed him for sure. I remember that too. Now that you mention it, Napa. Yeah, Clint Boyer jinxed him for sure. But Kyle Busch is one of the all-timers at Bristol, right up there with Dale Earnhardt Sr. I think Sr. was probably one of the best ones ever to sling it at Bristol. I can't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head, but I think he has double-digit wins there for sure. Like Richard Petty, I know is the man at Martinsville. He's got double-digit wins there. I'm the lonely vote for Bell. LOL, says one wise guy. Look, Bell's a good choice. Statistically, driver averages, that's the highest-rated driver you got there. He's in my fantasy lineup as well. One wise guy. Chandler Smith won the truck race. So there you go. Chan the man getting the dub in the truck series. I didn't get to see much, if any, of that one. Last year, the track hardly took rubber. Be curious who gambled on track being like this before they unloaded, says Dirty Death. Yeah, I don't know. And will the PJ1 make a difference when they start laying down rubber? Will the tires start going longer? Will the setups, will the teams put a different setup on here to manage the tires? There's going to be the tires are going to be a storyline. It's going to be a factor regardless. Eventually, it's on the teams to set the cars up. Hey, they were Cody Ledger. What's up, my man? Great comment here. I agree with everything you're saying here. Cody Ledger saying, eventually it's on the teams to set the cars up to handle the wear. First, you have to battle the racetrack before battling the competition. Some of these teams still argue that for some reason. Thank you. Once you know what the tire's doing, you got to put a different setup on the car to manage the tires. 100%. Kyle Kirk won on the pole for the Long Beach Grand Prix, and he's going to win from the pole. Kyle Kirkwood taking it home. If he doesn't win, it's going to be one of the 2 Scotts. So Kyle Kirkwood or one of the 2 Scotts there for the Long Beach Grand Prix. Chris saying there should be a triple crown for road course races, maybe bonus points for winning all 3. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad at all. They need to do some other things other than like an in-season tournament to sort of spice things up. Like Dislike saying, I got the 21, the 19, the 54, the 48, the 6, and the 17 in the garage, says Like Dislikes. There you go. That is Like Dislikes setup here for this race. And Camaro with the super chat. Appreciate you, my friend. 5 for the merch that you're wearing. Hey, I appreciate it. So he likes the new. It took forever for this shirt to get here. The hat got here first. This was supposed to be a combo that I got because it was on sale if you bought both of them. So yeah, got it going on, and I think he's going to win today, and that is my pick. So that's we're going all in for Kyle Larson. Hopefully I don't jinx him, and we have a situation like we did at Darlington where he wrecks on like lap 4 or 5. But he should be good here. Edwards was around forever, but he was only 52 years old, says Escobar. So, okay, so he was only 52. Okay. I just remember him being around forever. So it's one of those things. I guess he just got into it really young, but yeah, he seemed, but he didn't really look older. So I don't know. Unfortunate. Thoughts and prayers go to his family. but he certainly did it for a long period of time. How do you think AJ in the number 16 will do? Said Sir Wood Rooster. AJ's pretty good at short tracks. He's really good at road courses and he's really good at super speedways. The mile and a halfs for him at the Cup Series have been sort of his Achilles. So I think AJ will probably be good here as long as he can keep his temper down. One of AJ Allmendinger's deals for sure is he can get irritated over stuff and sometimes lose his cool. It doesn't happen as often as other drivers, but it can certainly happen here at Bristol. So if he can keep his head, I think he'll get a good finish. He does drive the track well. Just has to keep his wits about him. Spotters step in and keep him calm, keep your eyes on the prize type of thing. But yeah, AJ Allmendinger, one of the best ones. One of the best ones out there on short tracks, in my opinion. I don't know if this is true, but I have the feeling Ty Norris took some important people from Colleague to Trackhouse that makes these cars go fast, says Escobar. I've said it all along. And they said, hey, it's amicable. It's just a business deal. You know, we're not mad at each other, blah, 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 blah. Ty Norris left right there as the playoffs were beginning. There's nothing amicable or nice about how that split went, in my opinion. Allegedly, whatever you want to say, so I don't get sued or for defamation or whatever. I think they had a falling out. I think that Ty Norris is probably going to do everything in his power to make Colleague racing better than Trackhouse racing. And by default, also make it better than everybody else he's racing against. But I do think there is some personal hurt feelings there. Whether there's still hurt feelings now, I don't know. But at the time that it happened, I think there were some hurt feelings. And it would not surprise me if some people left with Ty Norris for sure. And every place that Ty Norris has gone has been successful. So I expect Colleague to be no different. And you're already seeing the upswing from Colleague this season for sure. Didn't watch it, but McAfee had a bad night in Pittsburgh this past week, says in between lanes. I'm not. I do not watch the lives of Pat McAfee. I just catch the clips, and I haven't seen any clips from Pittsburgh. So hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Hopefully he didn't get roughed up too bad. I guess we'll say. I think Bristol, the venue is awesome. Small doses for me with Pat McAfee as far as that goes. I think Bristol, the venue is awesome, but I'm not a huge fan, at least, of watching it on TV. Thought the truck race was entertaining Friday, but the Cup race, besides the tire wear, hasn't been the best. Yeah, so tire wear is definitely going to be needed to make this one interesting. They ruined Bristol when they put the progressive banking in, and it's just never really been the same since. But hopefully one day they get it back to where it needs to be. Jim Nance. So there you go. A tradition like none others. A tradition like no other. That's who I was referring to when I was doing that. Jim Nance with the call there. On the Masters. I'm thinking Priest, Allmendinger, and Barry could all have good days. I like those sleeper picks as well. Priest, absolute short track ace. Allmendinger, good at short tracks. People don't think about it that way. And Josh Berry, also another really good one at short tracks as well. Those three have been hidden above their weight this season, says Cody Ledger. Yeah, for sure. Hello, friends. This is Jim Nance. I'm not doing it good because I don't do it good anyway, but the voice is just not there for the impersonations right now. The impersonations right now. Let's see here. Ben Kennedy says giving a cup. That was in between lanes with the hello friends. Jim Kennedy says giving a cup date to Rockingham is on the horizon. All right, Ben Kennedy is stepping up. Rockingham next weekend, and we'll get to that next weekend when I'm on the road. I'm not going to be at Rockingham, unfortunately. I'll be on the road, but I will be at the next one, the next Cup Series race, though. So see you there if you're there. Ryan Priest, Bubba Wallace, Austin Dillon, top 10, plus 1,000. You're welcome, says Joey for the wins. So Joey for the wins, if you're into that type of thing, giving you his stone cold lead pipe locks. So do it responsibly there. I do like all the picks there for sure. Actually, they're actually all good at this particular track and at short tracks for sure. Mike G, what's up, my friend? Good to see you on here as always. On the radar, says Napa Racing fan. Ross representation finally, says Quattro. He's been there the whole time. I guess you just couldn't, like, he was down there at the bottom. Like, you see where my shoulder is at? That's where he was at. He was down there at the bottom, but my shoulder was in the way. So I've now moved him up here, and you can see him if I ever get the light figured out so you don't get a glare there. But you can see him there, at least the sticker. Maybe we'll swap him with Harvick here and we'll get Ross over here. But this car is boxed in, so you can't really see it as good. Anyway, moving along. So there you go. Quattro Ross is in the house for you is the main thing there. Quattro keeping your Ross game in check, says Dirty Def. Ross is a bum, says one wise guy. So there you go. The Ross and anti-Ross in Discord breaking out on the live stream today, and I'm here for it. Prediction: Ryan Priest gets career win number 1 today, says the Brain. Hey, there you go. This could be a Priest win. I like. A lot of people are picking Priest here, so I like it. Maybe I should have put him up there as one of the options, since some of the other ones aren't getting as many picks. Bell and Elliott not pulling the picks I thought they would pull here when I originally put that one up there. Let's see here. One dumb guy, more like it, says Quattro. So Quattro and Wise Guy going at it like they do in Discord. Darrell Waltrip has the most wins all time at Bristol. Say Darrell Waltrip is up there, and I think Dale Sr. has like 10 or 9, but Darrell Waltrip for sure. Darrell Waltrip was for sure the man at Bristol, no doubt about it. He won there in just about, I think he won there in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So he in like 3 decades, he got wins there, if I'm not mistaken. I could be though. B laughing at the one wise guy Quattro beef. Fake beef, by the way. They're friends. Don't get no wiser, says one wise guy. Denny Hamlin wins on Earth 2, says Joseph Wooten. So Joseph Wooten has Denny Hamlin wrecking early and winning on Earth 2, finishing last on Earth 1 for those not accustomed to the Earth 2 chatter here. Quattro laughing out loud. The complaints about this car, you can only change so much, but once you get to the track, you basically have what you have, says Dirty Def. For sure, but for situations like this, I would imagine that they've got some type of backup plan to take some of the pressure off the tires there on the setups, whether it be tire pressure itself or something like that. No, BB. I do hope you jinx Larson, says Quattro. We need more horsepower. Ditch the rear diffuser. Love how the diffuser was supposed to reduce dirty air, but it only added dirty air. Yeah, I'm with you. I just don't think they'll ever change it. So I don't know. KFB has one less set of tires to start with because of his spin. Yeah, so he's down to 10. Everybody else has 11. Colleague has looked a lot better this year. I've been impressed with AJ and Ty, says Napa Racing Fan. For sure. Don't get Pat McAfee. What happened to Pat? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened to Pat McAfee. Watch the sumo clip from Thursday with Shane. He's getting sued again. OJ says one wise guy. Hey, there you go. Pat McAfee apparently getting sued. So yeah, don't get McAfee. I'm not sure what's going on at all. But you know what we got? That's a NASCAR channel. I'm not going to Google that one because that's not NASCAR related. Jim Nance did March Madness also for 39 years. He did. He retired from that 2 years ago. What was that? Whatever the song was, and he would come on right after that. The basketball song came on. The ball is tipped or whatever. Let's see. Okay, I'll check it out. It says OJ. Jim Nance whispers, the patrons here at the Masters, says Dirty Def. Perry Earl says thumbs up, everybody. So yeah, if you want to hit the thumbs up button, it does help the channel. If not, don't feel pressure to. It's not a big deal either. A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS, says Napa Racing Fan. Who is your pick for the highest finishing blue oval? I'm going to go with Brad Keselowski here, Timber Race. Brad Keselowski's numbers here are the best. Let me go over here to the actual numbers, though, before I jump into that. Actually, Chris Buescher is a little bit better here than Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski is the next here, according to Driver Average's average rating. So Chris Buescher is statistically your best, but I'm actually going to go with Brad Keselowski. I think he breaks out of the slump today with a good run here at Bristol. Hopefully, I didn't jinx him there with that one. Let's see. Sitting in 16th in fantasy. Hopefully, I get a top 10 after today's race. Yeah, I need a good run as well. I'm slipping back down again. I was up to 8th at one point. We're back in like 12th or 13th or something now, if I remember correctly. I watched the 1995 Goodies Headache 500, and the 3 and 43 cars were given penalties for rough driving. Says like dislike. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one. It's rare. It's rare that the 43 car gets a penalty for rough driving. Was that John Andretti or was that Bobby Hamilton? If it was Bobby Hamilton, that's extremely rare because Bobby Hamilton was not a rough driver. I can't remember who was driving it that year. So I'm gonna have to go back and think on that one and watch it. I am currently 34th for fantasy today. Today is the day I enter the 20s. There you go. Quattro going to break into the 20s with a big day, no doubt about it. Sucks MotoGP is pushed to Fox Business Channel. Moto America taped race on FS1. Now instead, MotoGP replay at 12 a.m. on FS1, says Napa Racing Fan. I mean, there's worse things to watch at 12 in the morning, though. So sometimes look at the silver lining, I guess. But it is a bummer you can't see it live. There's no doubt about that. Ross drives the 5 car for Hendrick on Earth 2. Says Dirty Death. For sure. No doubt about it. When and if Dodge returns to NASCAR, which teams do you think will switch? Says Camaro. We can rule out RFK probably because they're doing the let's rule out everybody that does engines for a manufacturer. So Hendrick and RCR, that's going to rule them out for Chevrolet. RFK, that's going to rule Ford out. Toyota, Joe Gibbs is basically going to be ruled out. I would say everybody else will be up for fair game. Somebody's going to go try to grab Spire. Somebody's going to go try to grab Trackhouse. I imagine somebody would try to grab Legacy. I imagine somebody would try to grab 2311. Colleague, I don't know if I said them or not. But I don't think you're going to get Penske to switch from Ford. But if you could get them, that, of course, would be the big win as well. I just don't see them switching from Ford with everything they've got going on, but maybe they do, depending on the package deal they get or something like that. It's hard to say. Truck Series is more cut and dry. I feel like Thor Sport's already on their way to being a Dodge team. If I'm guessing, it's pure speculation, totally a guess. Yeah, it's all over the place. And then some people are going to be like, well, RCR has an engine department, so Dodge would try to grab them. So there's people that look at it the opposite way. RCR is not leaving Chevrolet though, in my opinion, for all the people that are looking at it that way. And I still think Honda has a chance of coming in too. So Honda's going to pick a few of them off. But I would say for sure, Colleague, Trackhouse, Legacy, and 2311 are teams that probably could be swayed. So there's 4 teams out there, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, 2311 would never leave." I think 2311 would be one of the first. If you had the right offer for Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, I don't think they would be loyal to Toyota. I think you could flip them for sure, especially if they became the number 1 team for your engine development and all that. I think you could flip them for sure, but that's just speculation. I strongly believe if they ever had more horsepower, these cars would see better racing, says Escobar. I think so too, but the tires definitely got to be way smaller. The tire to horsepower deal is a significant thing. The tire is just way too wide is part of the problem too. So a little bit of horsepower would help, but a more narrow tire would also help. One shining moment. Thank you, Dirty Death. That's the song I was trying to think of that comes on right before Jim Nantz starts speaking and right after he's done speaking when they win the national championship. In the old days, you never knew back when he was doing it, you never knew the next caution would come out or if it would be all in some races, says Mike G. Yeah, and I don't, and for the most part, I still don't think you know when it's a caution and when it's not a caution. They're still inconsistent with it 100%. I agree. Was Larson's crash last weekend with help. I missed the start of the race. The first wreck was solo Larson. The second wreck, he checked up because the 45, and we've got the SMT data that proves that. He checked up, and then Bubba Wallace got into him. So he got spun the second race, but it was because he was checking up. It wasn't nothing egregious. So one wreck was self-inflicted. The other wreck, well, he was trying to avoid a wreck and got accordion affected by the 23 of Bubba Wallace there. I think Hamilton drove the 43 and 95. You're probably right about that. I just can't. It's been so long. I think you're right about that. I don't think. I think it was later in the 90s before Andretti got there though. So I think you're right about Hamilton. Bobby Hamilton was in the 43. Says like dislike. So yeah, that might be the one where he stood up to Dale Sr. and he had enough. Because I do remember that story. I just didn't know what race it was. Still don't have FS1. Replaced Speed 10 years ago, but at least FS1 sort of feels like speed lately on Sundays. NASCAR, IndyCar, NHRA, and MotoGP, says Napa Racing Fan. Yeah, they're sort of getting back to what made that channel as popular as it was when they originally bought it. Brad K is a good pick for the top 4. It seems like Blaney has steadily improved at Bristol over the past couple of years. Sans dirt, so he is my pick, says Timber Race. The stages ruin that, says Mike G. Stages don't help the racing at all. The stage breaks at least don't. Did you watch the F1 race? I did not get to catch any of the F1 race, unfortunately. OJ, since Kyle Busch spun during qualifying after laying down a lap, does he have to start at the back for changing the tires before the race? That one I don't know about. I don't know. I don't know if changing the tires gets you sent to the back of the field or not. That's a good question. That's a good question. As far as the official printout, he's still where he's starting. But I guess we'll know before the race starts if that is one of those that they deem an infraction or not. I don't know if you have to start the race on the tires that you qualify on. I know you do in short track stuff, the stuff I do. Sixth last week, but 25th overall in fantasy with some poor races to start. Going to be climbing up the rankings from here on out, says say Kyle. So there you go. The key to a good fantasy run is just remembering to set your lineup every week. If you do that, you're going to beat 80% of the people, because there's going to be at least 1 week where normal people are just going to forget to set the freaking thing, myself included. I've done that before myself. ThorSport is the new petty team. They have to run. They have to run with every manufacturer, says Napa Racing Fan. There you go. I'm with you. I think they're going to be Dodge though for sure. 43 was given a 5-lap penalty. Says like dislike. What OEM hasn't been part of the 43's history? Jaguar maybe. Mercedes. I think Tim Flock ran a Mercedes, and I think somebody ran a Jaguar. I know way back in the day, they ran somebody ran Cadillac. So I think Cadillac, Jaguar, and Mercedes. Other than that, I think they've run everything. For sure. Penske has been one of the biggest manufacturer switches in NASCAR history. AMC, Chevy, Pontiac, Ford, Dodge, Ford, says Escobar. Yeah, but I think they've got such a good deal going on with Ford right now. I don't think Dodge is going to be able to throw enough money at them with the current state of everything going on over there at Dodge. But I could be wrong. And Penske can put together an engine program too. So that would be the big win if you can get Penske. So I would say Penske is going to be it's going to be a hard sell, but they can get them. I don't see it happening. Earnhardt was a rampaging bull in that race, says Mike G. Remember way back when there was several more manufacturers. Yeah, Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, like all the GM brands used to run for sure. Hamilton drove the 43, 95, 96, and 97, says B. So there you go. It was his first year, 95. Where do you go to buy Cup car hoods, big lug nut, current gen stuff like that, says Sir Wood Rooster? You can probably go to the team shops. Most of the team shops have that stuff for sale. What's your favorite piece of merchandise in your collection? I got an autographed Dale Earnhardt Senior picture that he sent me in the mail when I visited RCR. That's probably my top. That's not even probably. That is my favorite piece of memorabilia, I guess I've got. Any thoughts on Nico Lamalea's situation in Tennessee? NIL and the transfer portal is gutting college athletics, says Dirty Def. It is definitely going to hurt the fan product, because you're not going to have people stay there for 4 years. So it's not going to be as fun. It's going to take that feel away from it. But from a business perspective, I'm glad that people can go out and get money for the talent that they bring. They're getting paid. So I like the fact that you can get paid for doing what you want to do. I do wish that more people were loyal. And I also wish that you could, if you're going to do it this way, I wish that you could do it like a contract. Like, all right, we're going to sign you for 4 years. You can do whatever, but you're signed here for 4 years. You can't play with anybody else. That's probably going to be the next evolution of NIL contracts that come up. So I think that's going to be sort of what you look at going forward. It's just going to have to be run like a business. They're going to sign guys to multi-year contracts, just like the pros. That's going to have to be the next evolution. Otherwise, it's going to be the chaos that we've got now. Let's see here. I never like stage cautions. All they do is add 30 minutes to extra every, so 15 minutes of stage caution. Stage cautions were implemented because the Gen 6 product was terrible at the time, says Napa Racing Fan. For sure. I don't disagree with a lot of that. And also so they can get more commercials in, have a built-in commercial break. Race with scheduled distance and do away with stage cautions, award points, like the old halfway payout, says Timber Race. I'd love that too. Let's bring back RPM tonight. Speed Channel, says old home guy. So there you go. He wants RPM tonight back as well. Stage cautions also ruined any natural strategy in the race. I thought RPM tonight was ESPN too, but I could was that Speed Channel? I don't remember. Maybe I'm just remembering the ESPN too. Let's see. Stage cautions also ruined any natural race strategy. Yeah, for sure. Everybody's basically on the same strategy now. I forgot to set my fantasy stage 2 last week. It happens, says one wise guy. Yeah, I've had people in the garage that I forgot to pop back in as well. In fantasy, you can use a driver 10 times. Does that reset in the playoffs as like this? Like, no, I think it's for the whole season because it's I think it's whole season points the way we do it the proper way. You know, like God intended. Slide the like button on your way out, please, says one wise guy. See, if you want to hit the like button, it would be much appreciated. Yes, dislike, says one wise guy. So, oh, okay, so it does reset. Okay, so I'm gonna use the crap out of mine then. Also, doesn't Brad K have his old truck series? I'm using them anyway. Doesn't Brad K still have his old truck series team now with a technology center of sorts? Says Escobar. I don't know what he did with the old his old truck series team campus. What's up, John Bradburn? Peace to you as well, my friend. I once sent a letter to the Cowboys for an autograph of Emmitt Smith and sent back an autograph of Jura Jones. So, oh, Jura, says the brain. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. 4-year Supermax, says Russell Dominguez. There you go. There you go. That's exactly what they need. Yes, exactly. I hate when a NASCAR race interrupts my commercials, says Napa Race fan. I'm all for the NIL, but the transfer portal is the issue. You can leave every year without any consequence, unlike professional contracts where you have terms, no terms in NIL. Yeah, I'm with you on that. They just need to have actual contracts in there if they're getting paid that type of money. It's gone too far the other way. As far as RPM tonight was ESPN, Wind Tunnel was Speed. Says Napa Race fan. Okay, so RPM tonight was ESPN two. You're right, BB. RPM tonight was ESPN2. RPM tonight was ESPN with John Kernan. John Kernan in the house and Whit Watson. What's up, Kyle? Jumping on late. I did some trout fishing. All right, get you some trout in, my man. Up and early and at it. Getting the fishing in. Happy race day. Happy race day to you too, Jesse. Hopefully, old Blaney can get it done for you here today. I just want a Ware top 30, says Avalon Bam. Hey, Cody Ware, he's going to get it done, hopefully, for you today. It's called Keselowski Advanced Solutions. That could be something Dodge wants to get back in the Cup, says Escobar. Yeah, could maybe that's the direction they go, the route they take. Could be. We never know. Stranger things have happened, so I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. I'm just saying it's more unlikely because I feel like they got a pretty good deal with Ford making the engines and whatnot. There is the merch link right there, dropped from one wise guy. So if you want to check out the merch, there is the link. Why not spin a wheel of misfortune at qualifying? And the only choices are stages or no stage racing, says old home guy. I don't know. I don't know. We're skewing too far toward entertainment, so don't give them any good ideas here or bad ideas. I love when FS1 shows no post race so they can rush to a tape delayed NHRA, says Napa Race fan. Yeah, that does suck for sure. About to go wander the woods for fungus. All right, so Charlotte is looking for the fungus among us. What is it, psilocybin or whatnot, or maybe just some good mushrooms to cook with. I don't know. I don't know how any of that stuff works. We don't need a 90-minute pre-race. We need a 30-minute post-race, says Napa Racing fan. Yeah, I would say that would probably be the move. Because you see, is like I'm just going. There's not that many pre-races, right? Like there's not that many people that want to see pre-races. So this one right here normally gets more viewers than when I go post-race. When I go post-race, there is like 4,000 people doing lives during post-race. So the post-race, if it was on TV, would certainly be something that a lot of people are craving. Because when you see more competition, that means that there's more eyeballs. Obviously, after the race is kind of what I was getting at there. We don't let's see. Will Josephus finally have another good finish today? He's 50-50. He's a kamikaze driver. It's either going to be all or nothing. Only race where he had a good finish was Atlanta. Hey, it's been a hot minute for sure. Would you like to see a standing start in road course races, says Chris? Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice. I don't know. Let's see. Went to Cordell last night. Watched Dale Jr. in the cars race. Crazy track, has no wall on the backstretch. Yeah, it's kind of like that Florence in South Carolina. They don't have one either. And Air Doug lived up to his name by flying out of the racetrack. I did see that highlight. Air Doug, special guy. I'm going to leave it at that. If you got tight ends that can't catch, get them ready to learn the line. Says Bumblebee. There you go. And somebody from Coastal Carolina just got signed. He was a basketball player. He got signed to the Carolina Panthers to play tight end. So I don't know. A lot of wild stuff goes on from tight end to offensive line. But Quattro, if you go visit Quattro and you're a tight end, he'll get you ready for offensive line. Laughing my butt off. Just Morales says Charlotte Ander. I was messing with you as well, for sure. Why was that his first thought though? I don't know. We question the man's sanity daily. Avalon Band, Kyle. What if there was a NASCAR diecast vending machines? Oh, that would be great. That would be great. Like bring back vending machines. Charlotte has taken a trip into the woods. One wise guy. Napa front stretch has post race interviews on YouTube. Says old home guy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Front stretch does a great job. Check them out for sure. I also saw Keelan Harvick there in his first late model stock race, finishing 5th. Not bad for a young racer. I agree. Keelan's going to be good. Standing start in NASCAR race. That's lights out at Daytona. Amazon Prime is focusing a lot on post race without any restrictions like TV time. As Daniel Trotta said, they were going to cover post race as long as it's possible. So they're def. So good. Amazon's got the right approach to it, and they got the right platform to do it too. As you mentioned there, Dirty Diff. The network broadcasting race should still have some post-race coverage. I agree. Who do you think will have the better career 40 years later, Keelan or Brexton, says Say Kyle? They'll probably be about the same. I'm going to go... I'm probably going to give a slight advantage to Keelan because Kevin Harvick is so big on the business side. I feel like he's going to be able to get him sponsors easier. But I still think like I still feel like it's going to be a dead even tie. But I think Keelan's going to have more sponsor money, if that makes any more sense. Carolina Hurricanes playoffs. Are you watching? I don't watch. I don't watch hockey, unfortunately. Even though it's the only professional team in North Carolina that's won a championship. Can't do any standing starts in NASCAR. Hocevar and Chastain will plow through 15 cars. That's what we're here for. We want to see it coming in like a wrecking ball. I bought general admission tickets. I brought general emissions tickets to the race today. I'm going to dress like a medieval knight and bring my 2 huge swords to honor the track name. I got hit in the head last year and got a Caucasian. It's Caucasian, Gary, a White Russian. So John P. down in the White Russians, and he's got a ticket to give all of his general admissions away. So he's here for the race in Bristol. Be on the lookout if you're sitting behind him. Speaking of, he's got 2 swords, so he'll be easy to spot. Speaking of young racers in first starts, how does Jesse Love do today? Starts 19th, says Napa Race fan. Oh, that's a good question. I think Jesse Love's going to have a conservative race, so I think he's probably going to finish in the top 20. I think Brexton is going to be greater than Keelan. Both have dumb names. So Charlotte doesn't like either one of them, either one of their names, but she thinks Brexton is going to be the better race car driver. Hope everyone is having a great Sunday, says Enzo. Hope you're having a great Sunday as well, Enzo. Always good to see you on here. Keelan, just because of happy, says one wise guy. Poor Tampa Bay Lightning won multiple NHL titles, and none of us knew except the Floridians that live in Tampa, says Say Kyle. That's not Raleigh, like Raleigh, North Carolina. They're all about it, but I feel like once you get outside of Raleigh, most of North Carolina not as big on the Hurricanes as they were. I don't like them because we stole them from the Whalers. Hartford, I'm with you. I will continue to boycott with you, Hartford. I don't like it when a team gets stolen. I'm a former Seattle Supersonics fan, currently Orlando Magic, but I don't like it when teams get stolen. But it is what it is. If we throw back at Darlington, why not have racers who have passed on Memorial weekend? Says old home guy. Because Memorial Day weekend they do service members actually on the cars, so that's kind of why they do it that way. Says old home guy. Memorial Day is for veterans, not for necessarily race car drivers. So that would probably be the reason for that. If I'm thinking, catch y'all on the flip side. Says one wise guy. Take them easy, wise guy. Tires are going to be the name of the game today. Yep, for sure. I'm with you, Ryan. At Bristol, and that makes me very happy for sure. Got to manage them tires. I do agree with that. Keelan has better financial prospects due to KHI. Yeah, and money. I'm just telling you, man, money is a huge deal at that level. It's a big deal at every level, but it's certainly a big deal at the lower levels for sure, as far as equipment goes. And after I saw Keelan race last night, I'm going to throw my 2 cents in and say he'll be better than Brexton, says Ryan. FIA, what's up, FIA? Good to see you on here. Someone posted earlier in the chat, stage cautions taking strategy away, and it's very true. I wish we could see more. I'm with you on that as well, Escobar. I wish we could see more drivers having the chance to go on long runs. So few green pit stops today. So Escobar for sure. 6 car for the win today. I got him as my sleeper. I told you he's going to be the highest finishing Ford for sure. So I'm with you there, old home guy. 6 car for the win. All right, final results of the poll question. We're going to hop off here. 47% saying Larson, 31% going with Hamlin, 14% with Elliott, and 8% for Bill. That is you guys' pick. All right. Check you guys after the race. Until then, hope you have a good one. Peace.